So as I'm building my layout, I have a section where I'm going to need a bridge going across a gap reaching between two sections of mountain. And then I'm going to have another section of track coming underneath. And as I approaching that section, I started looking at some of the bridges I have here at the house that are pre-made, prefabricated in boxes. And while I had a few, I didn't like any of them. So I decided to make one using some of the materials I have, or you can easily pick up. I have some 1/4-inch dowels here that I've laid across the section. It's going to be about 3 inches across and 12.5 inches in length. I've also got some 1/4-inch dowels I picked up online as a bag for a few bucks. And then I've got this 1/4-inch plywood that I've cut into these strips that I'm going to be, and I've already started laying across those sections that I've already laid out. So as I'm laying this track, I've learned a few different things. I've got some glue I put on a piece of cardboard, and I use a little paintbrush. And the first thing I do is I wet the track a little bit with the glue. Not too much, not too wide, because I don't want it to gap up and be able to see it when I'm done. And if you're like me, I've got these larger fingers that require me to use some picks to get close to where I want to be. I just lay those in there nice. Then I've got these tile spacers that I put in between, so I have a consistent gap in between these boards. And I just drop them in, and then I lay out the glue for the next one. I just want to pull that in tight, dab some glue on each of those pieces, pick up my next section with these big tweezers, and if you're careful, when you come into here, you can't put these, they overlap, but you plan it out so that you can go outside, inside, all the way down and across. And the secret here is patience, slow and patience. And you just keep going all the way across until you are done. As you can see, I finally completed putting in all the cross ties. I found these 1/4-inch dowels that I measured and cut and put on each side. I then sanded the whole piece so that I can get all the glue spots off. I used 150 grit sandpaper, and the final piece now is to just put some stain on. I like to use a nice dark stain, which kind of, in my opinion, matches the coloring of the railroad ties that you see when you walk down the rails. So now I have completely finished staining, and it's really just a matter of letting it dry and then going back and touching things up. What's important to note here is, as I stained it, I really soaked in along the edges to let it drip down in between, because it's pretty difficult to get your brush in there or your cloth in there to do the staining. And for those that are wondering on this, I used wood finish Jacobine 2750. I didn't purposely go out and buy this, I just had it in the house and used it on something else and noticed it had that nice dark color I was looking for.